Hey, Josh, how's it going? How's everything? Gosh, it's so beautiful here today. I'm just loving it. I decided to do this outside because it was so pretty out. But just sitting here, hanging out, waiting for folks to join. And I figured we'd talk some homesteading tonight. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Oh, good. I'm glad you had a wonderful day. I'm glad you had a wonderful day. It was a long week here, but we're really glad that it's Friday and I'm in my happy place, which is home with the animals and stuff. So that's good, but kind of dark. Trying to make it better here. I got a chicken behind me. Chickens are hanging out, but yeah, I thought tonight would be a good time to talk about homesteading and all the stuff that we go through. And we've lost some ducks this week. And I know that you've lost Cowboy, I believe was Cowboy's name, your rooster. Hey, Vance, welcome. Glad to have you here. So, yeah, I was just telling Josh thought we'd talk about homesteading tonight, talk about the stuff we go through, because I think we really are a true breed of people. A lot of people couldn't deal with what we deal with. Yeah, I'm sorry about Cowboy, Josh. Yeah, we had 5 ducks. And I'm just feeling, I don't know. I'm feeling sad, but I'm feeling really frustrated. Because as homesteaders, we put a lot into our animals, and we put a lot into raising them and taking care of them, building buildings, and that can get quite expensive. So we end up trying to, put all our effort into things, and then we lose them to a predator, and it's disheartening. And if at any point the wind chimes get to be too much, just somebody say something to me. I just thought it'd be good to be outside, but the problem is with the wind, it might be a little distracting. So just let me know, because I won't notice it. Yeah, 13 chickens, Josh, you've lost. And so overall, we've had a pretty good run. So last May, we got our first dozen chickens and didn't lose any of our chickens that we got. Hey, Adam, welcome. And, it was really great. And, we got our dozen chickens. We didn't lose any chicks. We've not, knock on wood, we've never lost any chicks. Always bought extra and ended up with extra. And then lo and behold, we get those 5, we got 3 ducks, then we got 2. And then we found 1 dead in the pool in the morning. And then we came out the other morning and we had, electric poultry netting, and that was it. I mean, they were all outside the fence, and 2 of them were clearly startled. And then we ended up having, excuse me, we ended up having the other mallard was laying outside the fence, and the other khaki Campbell was gone. So the best that I can assume is something came and tried to get him, maybe dropped one and got the bigger prey. I don't know. I mean, we're never going to know unless I have trail cameras up. And so they're gone, but we've put the 2 remaining khaki Campbells into the teenage chicken coop, and we figure that way it's enclosed. We don't have to worry about it. And then what we'll do is use the duck house that we built, because the door is large enough, for the gilt that we're getting. So, hey, Roost and Rescue. Welcome, Kelly. Glad you're here. So I was just talking about the ducks dying and losing the ducks, and it is frustrating. I think it was Evan's Family Homestead who said, yeah, sometimes we wonder if it's all worth it. It gets frustrating. I think it is worth it. And I mean, it all comes with the territory, but it does get frustrating. And I think if I would have lost a pig, I think I would have been even more upset. The larger the livestock animal is. Don't get me wrong, all lives are created equal. But it's a much bigger investment the larger the animal is that you get. So, and Adam said he's been pretty lucky until the rabbit accident. But yeah, loss is unfortunately a part of this life. And like I said, I mean, we've been blessed. We've been grateful for all we've had. We've not lost anything except one chicken since last September. And that was, we were having some record snowfall. And the day that storm moved in, we had some rain that turned to snow, and it was overcast, and same thing. Chickens were all gone, couldn't find them and all that. And then all of a sudden we ended up finding all of them except for one. So, but sometimes I think I look at the electric poultry netting and I'm like, everybody's got the electric poultry netting and it works wonders. They don't have any problems. And then I think to myself, what the heck? Because when we do the cattle panel and we cover it in chicken wire and we do the J trench with the hardware cloth, I just feel like it's worth the effort because the animals are more protected, Sometimes I feel like cutting corners doesn't help, but we have lost, Evan's family homestead lost 2 goats during the ice storm and a couple of babies. Yeah. It's awful. I mean, you feel helpless because you're doing every single thing in your power to keep your animals well, and then you lose them, and it's just it's frustrating. But it's just like plants too, I mean, last year we had gardens and the gardens took off and they were doing great, and we went through all this struggle with drought, because every time it rained, it wouldn't rain at our house. It's the most mind-boggling thing. I swear we could have watered twice a day and it still wouldn't be enough. So what we ended up doing was we got through all that stuff, and it was awesome. And the tomatoes were doing amazing. Had to cut them back. There was so much fruit on them in the raised bed behind me there. Awesome. September snowstorm came, lost them all. So, but you know what? Homesteading's not easy, and I think that's what makes us a really special breed. And I mean, quite honestly, it's harder to do this than it is to go to the grocery store. I'm just saying. So Josh says, I don't know, I kill plants all the time and it's no big deal. Yeah, I know, I kill things too. But I think the coolest thing is learning about stuff, right? We learn about stuff, we do things differently, and that's really awesome. So, what do you guys call a homestead? That's what I want to hear. Like for us, a homestead is, we started with chickens and we do everything we can. We have chickens, then we had meat birds, and then we said, oh, we're going to get some meat pigs. And I got the 2 Mangalitsa Duroc and Berkshire crosses. And then we ended up getting Sherman, Cooney Boar. Now we're going to get Eleanor, who's going to be a Cooney Gilt. And we're going to breed them and see if we can sell them. We found that they're just much more fun pigs, quite honestly. Although Maggie and Winston have really taken to us, and it's been really good. So yeah. So I mean, we've expanded. We're loving it. Kelly said, my heart is too tender for this lifestyle, but I still keep on going. Keep on keeping on. Yeah, you have to. You have to. I mean, the other day, Ryan came and told me that the ducks were gone. He told me the one mallard was gone, and I felt bad because he really wanted the mallards. And, he's not the one who asked for all these things. It's me, So here we are doing all this stuff, and, the ducks died. Well, there's nothing I can do about it. I did everything I could to keep them safe. We put them in an electric fence. We gave them a house. They wouldn't go in the house. I mean, it's all we can do. Like a bully, that's all we can do. It's our best to give them a life better than they could have imagined. But sometimes you can't stop the world from turning and Mother Nature taking its course. Oh, amen. Amen. I mean, you just trying to think of the words. You just like, I take pride in being able to give my animals, plants, everything the best life possible. And when it doesn't work out, it's frustrating, but it's rewarding because I learn a lesson from it, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm a weirdo. I'm a firm believer in learning from mistakes. Um, so yeah. So I thought another cool thing we would do tonight is take you guys for a walk. I have a laptop, so I'm trying to think of how to walk around the property, but maybe show you some of the animals live. Would that be something you guys are interested in while we're talking about homesteading? Yeah, Kelly, for sure. Losing animals has made you more tough. It has. It has. I mean, I totally have grown. I know that Kelly and I at Roost and Rescue have talked about me losing Yogi, and I know that when I lost Yogi, I was a mess for a long, long time, and to the point where I ended up getting Diesel because I couldn't stand to not have an animal in the house. And then when we moved and we got the other animals, I'm feeling really good about it. And I've been able to deal with the losses a lot easier. Don't get me wrong, it's still really, really hard. But I like that I've been able to keep some distance and keep some logic and feel the emotions, but not get wrapped up in them, if that makes sense. So yeah, let me move the computer here. Hang on a minute. I put my chair right up against the porch. Awkward moment here, folks. So let's see if I can see what you guys can see. All right, so we're going to walk down. Again, I'm holding the laptop, so don't judge me too bad. And we're going to go down and see. There's one of my baby girls right there. There she is. Hello, baby. How are you? And I know that everybody's probably dying to see Sherman because everybody loves Sherman. Kelly loves Sherman. She tells me all the time I need to mail him to her. But here's the teenagers, and we got the remaining ducks in here. I'm going to see if I can get this for you. Set that on the ground. So over there, we've got the two khaki Campbells. And then we got the teenage girls over there. And Adam said, yay, Sherman. All right, so bear with me. This is really hard on a laptop here. And I'm going to get electrified by a fence here. Okay, let's see if I can get this. There's Shermy. Hey, Shermy. Sherman. What are you doing, Mr. Sherms? And then Maggie had to come over. Let me see if you can see her. Hi, Mags. Hi, Mags. That's Maggie Moo. And then, bear with me. There's little guy Winston. There's Winston laying down, enjoying his life. Maggie, if you can see what she's done to the fence, she pushed up the fence. Hi, Mags. Hi, Mags. Hi, pretty girl. So, there we go. We got animals on Friday Night Live. Sherman's the star of the channel. Wait till you see Eleanor. Oh my gosh, I got a picture of her the other day, and I was dying. Oh, she's so cute. I can't wait to see her and can't wait to have her home. We're going to be going a week from today. I'm going to be going to get her because the last time it was like the trip from you know where, and it's too long for Diesel with his hip issues and stuff. So I'm not taking Diesel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up going after work, which is already an hour closer to the other side of the state. And I'm going to drive out. I'm going to spend the night, and then I'm going to end up spending the night somewhere, probably around Sioux Falls or something. And then I'm going to just go there and get her in the morning and then bring her home. And I'm just going to go by myself. It was so easy to do the last time. And I was having I guess I was feeling like, I may need help if, we're going to be traveling a lot and everything. It was so simple. So I think I'm just going to take the truck, throw a big crate in the front seat, and I'll be able to take her home with me and everything will work out fine. So I'm looking forward to that. Kelly, he's mine, back off. I have to tell you, I've been watching all these Kuni boars and Kuni pigs on all these homesteading channels, and I've been watching them for, 2 years now. And to finally have one is mind blowing because, and if you saw our video, I talked about like it being a dream come true. It totally is a dream come true because he's the cutest freaking thing ever. And he's got such a personality, and he's so social, and he squeals like a crazy pig when it's time to eat. And it's just the funniest thing ever. But so I want to switch gears a little. Let's talk about homestead challenges. I mean, not like bad news, but like what are some challenges that everybody has? I know for us, it's like money, land space, right? Because we have 2 acres here, and a lot of it is we have our buildings so crammed together. And I think it was Kelly who turned around and said, oh, it's like a little village, because that's the only flat land we have that's close to the house. And then when you go in the back part of the house, there is a drop off, but then there's more flat land. But I've always worried about putting animals down there because I worry about predators because they're not as close to the house. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? So while you guys respond about that, so I know for us it's land. We need more land, and we've been looking, but the problem is in South Dakota, where we are in the Black Hills, water is an issue. A lot of places don't have a well. They end up bringing, they have a cistern, and they end up bringing in, they have to truck water in. I'm not doing that for animals. So I'm looking for a place that has water with a well. The other thing is it ends up being way too far from work for me because I have to drive an hour. It's about 50 minutes without the tourists. But, in the summertime when the Sturgis Rally is here, it takes me longer. So I can't be another 40 minutes down the road because it's going to take me 2 hours to go to work, and I still need to work. And then I think the other thing is price, because the place across the street from us, which is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I can't remember the acreage, but they have 3 bulls on it now, and they have like houses and buildings. It's $1.2 million. That's not happening. Not happening. I mean, and I would gladly live in a camper on 50 acres of land, and that's the hard thing, is trying to find the land. And I know in South Dakota, the time to find the land is during the winter when the tourists aren't here, because then the prices get jacked up. Kelly, you want 20 or more acres off grid? Yeah, amen. Me too. I couldn't agree more. And Adam said money, water, skills. Yeah, money, water, and skills. I mean, and that's the big thing, because the land is the biggest investment. And I know that we've often talked about, we don't like all the little buildings. We saw someone who had one large barn that had several stalls in it, and that's how they kept their animals. And that's exactly what we want to do, is put one large barn, and then have our animals, and then they go out to their different pens from that area, which is really cool because all your feed, your water, everything's in one spot, makes life so much easier. And that's why we have the little village down there, because it makes life, a lot easier when you're trying to feed after you get home from work. Hey, Homesteading Pasture, glad you're here. I'm good with being on grid and phasing to off grid. Yeah. Yeah. You know what, Josh? I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm okay with being on grid because I'm really good at being thrifty and shutting all that stuff off. We live really thriftily right now being on grid, but, we definitely would like to be more sustainable otherwise. We've done a real good job of having meat. Even though we don't raise cows, we bought meat. So we bought a cow from a local producer, and we've had that in our freezer. We bought pigs before we had pigs from a Hutterite community that had amazing pork. And it was good price. And so what they do is they come to Rapid City, you place an order, you come to Rapid City, and then they come with a refrigerated truck, and it's great. You pick it up, and it's good meat. And so we've not had to buy meat from the store, so that's been really good. But yeah, I definitely, my goal is, yeah, I like, I want to retire. I don't want to work anymore. I want to be home with the animals. I want to make a business out of that. But right now we're just in the beginning stages of that. But yeah, off grid is awesome, and I'm open to it. It's just that really more what I'm interested right now is I want to retire. I don't want to go to work. I want to be with my animals. It's my happy place. I'm over 50, and I'm just feeling like life is too short, and I want to be able to spend a lot of my time with my husband and spend a lot of time with my animals and building a farm store, being able to sell stuff from that, doing a farm market. In South Dakota, you have to get an egg license if you want to sell eggs at the farmer's market. So I'm in the process of doing that. We have to also form an LLC, which we plan on doing. And then we'll have to do sales tax and all that stuff. And that's what's really cool. Josh said, I wish my kids were off grid so they would stop bugging me about using electronic devices. Yeah, and you're at that point of life where you have kids, and that makes total sense. It's just the two of us. So, off grid would really be easy to do. But yeah, the electronic devices, I know I'm guilty of that myself. Like a bully, I thought I was going to retire, but work more now than I ever did. Yeah, but that's the thing. I have no problem spending all my days working with the animals and doing stuff like that and working for ourselves versus going to a job every day. I'm just going to be honest. We're trying to work on some things so we can make that happen. Maybe in a year or so, or maybe 2 years, and then we'll be able to do that. But yeah, it is more rewarding for sure. Kelly said, I'm 36 and life is still too short to work all day for someone else. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I love what I do for a living. And I help people. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm really glad that I do it, but I've been doing it for a while. And I think that I'm sort of like, I'd love being home with my pigs because they don't talk back. Yeah, Kelly, different work, more rewarding. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And yeah, Adam, the payoff is so much better now though. Oh, I agree. I have no trouble putting in all the hours. I have no trouble spending my entire weekend being exhausted, cleaning out chicken coops and all that stuff and take care of animals. I think I'm just done with getting up early in the morning and going to work every day. And I'm not lazy. I would rather do it for myself, So we're trying to figure out a few things and stuff like that. It was nice and warm today, but now I'm sitting here and I'm like, brr. Hey, Hood's Custom Shop. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Josh said, right, for being unemployed, I sure put in a ton of hours. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? That's all the stuff that we love to do. I wish I would have done this sooner. I'll be honest with you. That's a regret I have. We always talked about it. We didn't do it. And then just the property we had was perfect. So we just went with it. So what are some, so I think it was Adam who said homesteading skills. Like skills get in the way. Tell me more about that. I'd love to hear about that. Holy smokes. Hello, everyone. Hello, David. Glad you're here. Thank you for being here. So I'm kind of curious, like, what are the homesteading skills or other challenges, or what are your plans for expanding your homestead? I know for us, we want to breed the pigs and sell the piglets. We want to have more gardens. We're thinking of getting goats. I don't know. I'm really torn about goats. You guys are going to have to talk me into it because I'm just not feeling it. Adam said, they don't get in the way. I just need to learn more. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes total sense. Yeah, if it wasn't for Ryan, I don't know what I would do. I'd be hacking stuff together with plastic jugs and pallets and nails. He's really the one who knows all this stuff. I mean, I'm really grateful to have him because he can sit there and look like the duck house. There was no design. He literally just, he got all this used material and he had a picture in his head and he just did it. And that was just super cool. So I'm really excited. Adam said, I love my new goat boys. Now to get some does and start breeding. That's really cool. Did you end up naming them yet? I'm curious. The homesteading pastor said butchering our own animals and growing more of our own food. Yeah, we're loving that. We are absolutely loving that. And we're thinking of, I want to get the piglets and I want to be able to breed them. I want to be able to sell them. Looking to get some registered pigs down the line so we can sell the piglets either for meat or for kuni stock, which would be really cool. So we'll see. What about homesteading plans? What are your big plans for your homestead? Adam said he's going to announce the names in a video soon. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm going to be watching you with your goats and see how it goes because I don't know. People eat goats for meat. I've never had one, so I'm a little like, it's kind of weird, but I do want a Nubian for milking. I keep saying that, but that would have to be when I retired because I don't know that I'm going to have time for that now. Although there are a lot of people who do that while they're working and stuff. And I know a lot of people asked if my friend April made it back to North Carolina. She's back in North Carolina. Flights, oh my gosh, all the more reason to stay on my homestead. Oh, you have Nubians. You're going to use them for milk and cheese. That is awesome. From what I understand, they have the highest cream content of goats, and that was why we were interested in having them, because I wanted to make some cheese. I wanted to make some chèvre. That would be awesome. There's a goat farm in town here, but I don't know the breed, but it's not Nubians, but it is meat goats. They're a smaller goat, and we ended up donating a Christmas tree to them so that the goats would love it. It was really cool. But how's the weather by everybody? It's been gorgeous here. I got my chickens out. They're enjoying it. Everybody's enjoying the warm weather. Very, very high fat content. Yep, absolutely. Hey, Lisa, welcome for joining. My friend Lisa is here. She said cold for May. Hi, Lisa. Homesteading pastor said we raise Nigerian dwarf, excuse me, I can't get my mouth to work. Dwarf milk goats for the milk and looking to get some Nubians too. That's really cool. Beautiful here, sunny and 75, Adam said. David at Hood's Custom Shop said it's been raining off and on here. Ugh, we're supposed to have a rainy weekend. I'm not looking forward to it. We don't usually get a lot of rain here. We usually get snow, hail, and then dryness. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, for those of you who weren't here earlier, we just did a quick walk around, just showed Sherman, the star of the channel, from what I understand. And I did mention that we were getting Eleanor. But I think some of the other challenges homesteading wise, I mean, again, it's rewarding, but I think some of the challenges is losing animals getting sick, cold weather, bitter cold weather. We all had that polar vortex. I know Kelly had no water. Her pipes froze. And trying to take care of animals in a family with all that is challenging. But yeah, we love every minute of it, right? There's something in our brains that we love every minute of the challenges of homestead, you know? Hey, my Aussie Garden and Kitchen, good day. Glad to have you here. And Pastor said, my wife makes goat milk soap also. Haven't tried the cheese yet. You got to make some chèvre, and then you mix all these flavors in it, put it on pizza, dip some pretzels in it. Good stuff. Josh is hoping for rain, just planted a ton of seed. And like Adam at Like a Bully says, can't wait to see what year 2 brings to the homestead. Yeah, that's really cool. How long's everybody been homesteading? We've been doing it since, I'm going to say we moved here in January of 2020, but when we bought the place, when we moved from North Carolina, but we didn't really start until May 1st when we got the laying chickens. We had them in the brooder and stuff, so that was really cool. So, and so we had I lost my train of thought. Somebody was making faces at me through the window. I have another friend of mine over here. So we ended up May 1st was when we had the chickens. And so that was really cool. Oh, are you coming? Come on over. Ryan just got home from work, so he was able to make it.
Hello.
So we got the Homesteading Pasture, Lisa, Calovi, my Aussie Garden and Kitchen, Josh the Homesteader, Hood's Custom Shop, and Kelly at Roost and Rescue. Yeah, I think I got everybody. Did I get everybody? Who'd I miss? I feel like I missed somebody. They all said, hey, Ryan.
Hello.
So Kelly, she's got the rescue. The Homesteading Pasture is in South Carolina. And Homesteading Pasture said, hey, Ryan. Lisa said, hi, Ryan, you're the handiest guy I've ever seen in my life. And Adam at Like a Bully said, hey, Ryan. Hood's Custom Shop said hello. So, yeah, Ryan, I was telling earlier that you are the handyman on the place, because the duck house, like, you totally had a vision for it, and you took all the stuff that we had and ended up making this awesome building that the ducks would never go in. Yeah, y'all got to smash that like button. Thank you, David. We got to do that. Hit that like button, leave a comment, do all that stuff so YouTube doesn't remove you. But yeah, I mean, we were lucky. I think the biggest push we had was COVID. I'll be honest. I think COVID really pushed us into worrying about things, and then having all the buildings on the property. And the joke of it is that we initially were going to have them remove the buildings because we were like, they were filthy, they were dirty, we didn't want to deal with them. And then boom, we got everything.
Yeah, I kind of grew up in that way, with gardening. I worked on, I think I mentioned in other videos, but I worked on a large sheep farm through high school when I was in the agricultural education program. And, I learned a lot of those skills there and at the farm, and, even at home, we had to do a lot of the things ourselves, and that's kind of the way we did things. So it is very helpful, having those skills, but, I don't profess to be a expert on all of it, but enough to be able to get what we need to do to, I guess, live the lifestyle we want to. And, it's been really exciting being able to raise the chickens, the eggs, the meat birds, and now the pigs. And, it's just been a great, as much of as bad things as COVID was, it did, shortage of supply, shortages of food, those types of things really kind of woke us up on, years ago, or earlier generations and whatnot. That's the way they lived. And for us, generations now, you just go to Walmart or wherever and get it. But, to have the foresight to be able to know what you need to do, I think has been very helpful for us.
Well said. I was dying laughing because I'm watching the comments while you're talking. I didn't mean to laugh while you're talking, but Adam was asking us what new products. So I'm sorry, what new projects we'll be doing on the farm. So we'll go back to that. But I was laughing because Lisa said COVID bites the big one, and Adam's off grid. And he said, what is COVID? We don't grow that out here in the woods. And Josh said, honestly, COVID worked out great for me. Everyone left me alone to homestead.
Yeah, I mean, that is probably some of it too. But I think it really opened my eyes up quite a bit, because for years, we've taken for granted, you go to Amazon, Walmart, and granted, you still have those things, but having that, being brought up that way, where we did a lot of things for ourselves, and because you needed to, I would say really, really was the reason why we did it. I had the know-how, and Lisa really has someone growing up in the New York City, was
I grew up in Queens.
In Queens, New York. Not being involved in that kind of stuff is really taken to it and learns as much as she can and does an excellent job, and and caring for the animals and learning about what we need to do and those types of things.
Yeah, he's the handyman. I'm the researcher.
Yes.
So it was funny because I remember, so we have always wanted animals. We've always talked about it. He grew up in a rural area. I grew up in Queens, New York. And quite honestly, I didn't even want a dog because of what I was exposed to in Queens, New York. Dogs were not always treated appropriately. And unfortunately, I interpreted that as the dogs, not the owners, if that makes sense. And so I would see junkyard dogs and all that stuff. And it just, I don't know, it just frustrated me. And then when Ryan and I, talked about, I always told him I wanted a cow. That was always the joke. I want a cow. I want a cow. I want a cow. And he's like, you don't even know what it's like to take care of a cow. P.S. Fast forward, we live here. And I've had a dog. We had Yogi, which everybody knows about. And we move here. We've got the buildings. We've got 2 acres. And we're walking through Baumgars, which is like a Tractor Supply, last year. And I see the chicks. Never once have I said, let's get chicks. Never. Because I knew that I wasn't ready to commit to them. I was at a different point of our lives and all that. Last year, I looked at him and I said, we have a building. Let's get chicks. We need to do this. And it was funny because he turned around and said to me, you better go home and research all that chickens need and tell me if you want them in the morning and we'll go get them. Because he said, I don't want to be stuck taking care of them. I don't blame him. Right. So I felt like it was a father-daughter thing. He was like, are you going to take care of those chicks if I take them home? Right. Well, yeah. Lo and behold, I go home and research everything. He's super impressed. We come back with 8 chicks. Well, then he says the next day, go back and get 4. So we've got a dozen chicks. We figured some of them might die. None of them died. We gutted the entire coop and all that. And it was just super cool. So that's how it started. By then, COVID was in full swing in May. And even though South Dakota was slow to get going on it compared to some other areas, then when it really hit South Dakota and there were shortages, and I was talking to my friends across the country and there were shortages, I said, we're not in a third world country. We can't live like this. We need to start farming. And we've always talked about it. We need to get a cow. So it was really cool. Yep, no problem. He's got to jump off, folks. He's got dinner cooking, actually. So anyway, long story short, that's where we are. And it just blossomed from there. I want to go back to a couple of comments. Like a Bully said, it was really eye-opening to many people. No kidding. I mean, going into the grocery store, Walmart, the land of tons of stuff, nothing in there. I couldn't believe it. Although I'm very grateful now because I don't go to Walmart. Mejia's Family Farm, welcome. Glad to have you here. And Josh said, the sun is starting to go down. Time for me to get off here and put out the bait for the fox. Good luck, Josh. I hope you get it. And Homesteading Pasture said, we're still trying to be prepared, prep as much as we can because we feel that there's more rough times ahead. Better to be prepared than not be. Oh, absolutely. I saw Morris Patch of Heaven was talking about shortages. And, I think that's why Ryan and I work so well together, because he is the one who builds everything. He's the one with all the skills. And then I do the researching. We had a problem with Sherman. I'm doing all the research, downloading the Merck veterinary manual, doing all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, you have to learn stuff, because I think if anything, this pandemic has taught us, whether you believe in the pandemic or not, right? It's taught us that we can't take things for granted anymore, because the reality of it is Walmart may not have it. Look at toilet paper. That was a staple and it was nowhere to be found. Like a bully said, I've been studying pioneers and depression living for the best living life skills. That's awesome. And it's so true because I think the one thing that this has taught us, not only that we can raise our own food, but you know what else? I don't need anything. I don't need to buy tons of new clothes. I don't need to have the fanciest stuff. I don't need to have any of that. I just need my husband, my animals, and my home. That's it. Doesn't need to be fancy. It just needs to keep me warm and dry. And I think it's really taken us back to simpler times. And I think that was a lesson that I needed in my life anyway. And I'm really grateful for that. I grow mullein, no need to buy TP, LOL. Adam, that's too funny. Oh, Lisa Colovi asked, are you planning on getting a cow? We want to, but we only have 2 acres. And so the house and the animals that we have probably take up close to 1 acre. I don't think it's fair. We'd have to feed a lot of hay, and I don't think it's fair. So we're looking for more land so we can expand. Right now, I think we're going to stick more with pigs, maybe add some goats for the back part. And I want to go back to Adam's question. Adam asked what future projects we have. So we have a local ag store. It's called D&M Ag Supply in Rapid City, and we order all our poultry through them. And the reason why we do that is we get to avoid having dead chicks come in the mail because they are really good about quality, standing behind products that they sell. We get our feed from them. So what we end up doing is ordering from them. And what he does is he orders specialty bird orders, specialty bird orders once a month. Bye, Homesteading Pasture. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Glad you were here. So what we ended up doing was we ordered 4 red bourbon turkeys, and he told us the chickens are going to come March 12th. He goes, the turkeys, I order them once a month. If I don't have enough, they may not come until June. Well, I'm sorry. He said April or May. And now he says maybe June. And that's fine. So we're waiting for the 4 bourbon reds to come. That'll be our new project. We also will be getting a new gilt, which is Eleanor. And once she is mature enough, because Kuni pigs take longer to mature than commercial breeds, they're a heritage breed, we will be breeding the pigs. So that'll be our next project. So I think what we're going to end up doing for ease and convenience, quite honestly, and cost, is I think what we're going to end up doing is, since the ducks are not using that house anymore because they're in with the other chickens, I think what we're going to do is put the gilts in there, and that'll get them for a bit until they get a little bigger. But we do want to hatch chicks. We want to do egg sales. We want to be able to sell piglets, sell meat, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, there's some regulations. So sometimes piglets are easier than selling butchered pigs because they want it butchered in an FDA processing to sell it at a farmer's market. So we may do that instead. Kelly's phone died. Frickin' phone died. Well, I hope you're back. Adam, you're debating pigs. What kind of pigs you looking to get? Commercial breed? I tell you, we have Maggie and Winston, and they are Mangalitsa, Duroc, and Berkshire crosses, and we got them locally, and we absolutely love them. We absolutely love them. Oh, glad you're back, Kelly. Pigs, I have to tell you, the pigs have been really easy. That's one thing I will agree with the electric fence. The pigs learn really quick about the electric fence, and Sherman hit it a couple times, and it was the loudest noise I'd ever heard. I felt so bad, but he was good. He won't do that again. Oh, yeah. I've heard really good things about the Idaho pasture pigs. Really good. And here's the difference between them and the Kuni. From what I understand, Idaho pasture pigs grow bigger. I know Living Traditions have them, and I like that. And if you have pasture, that's great to put them on. So I think what we're going to do is rotate the pigs down in the back, try to move their fences around, and then channel them down to different places. But we're probably going to end up getting hay for them as well. The weirdest thing is Sherman's a pasture pig. He's a Kuni. He doesn't eat hay. I keep giving him hay. He doesn't eat it. Maggie and Winston, they totally eat it because the Mangalitsa in them wants it. The goats and the dogs too. Okay. Oh, and Sherman. Oh, Ryan's back in between cooking. Evans, I have 2 llamas that we rescued. That's awesome. What do you use the llamas for? Are you using them for the wool, or do you use them as like guardian animals? Because I know the goat farm here was using llamas to protect their goat herd, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're like a donkey or those. Oh, and I know a lot of folks use those for
Pets.
have them in their cattle and whatnot.
And Adam said he's got 4 or 5 paddocks that he'll rotate the goats and sheep and pigs through. Yeah, that's what we have to do. Right now, we don't have that set up. We've got to get that set up.
We're cooking sirloin steak and asparagus.
We have a company that it's called Black Hills Bulk, and they come to the rural towns. And what is it? You place an order 2 weeks ahead of time?
Yeah, you place the order on a Monday, and they deliver it the following Friday. So it's essentially every 2 weeks or every week. But what we found out, they have high quality items. Like this week we got broccoli, beets, asparagus. The asparagus were really nice. So it works out for us because for us to go into a larger city or town, it takes some time. So I found this online, and so far it's worked out good. They have meat, vegetables, breads,
salmon.
It changes weekly or each time. It may not be the same thing, so you're not getting the same stuff all the time. But so far, the quality and the price point have been great.
Yeah, they sell a lot of organic stuff. They sell this produce box, and you don't know what you're getting in it. Tonight we got bok choy, broccoli, limes, pears, watermelon, blackberries, parsley, beets.
You said beets.
Oh, broccoli.
Yep.
Beets and broccoli.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah. So it was really good.
The price point is.
How much to FedEx cook sirloin to Australia ASAP? Yeah, a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It'd be rotten by the time it gets there.
And like with the beef, where we're located, they're in the Midwest or western part of the country. There are a lot of ranches that raise beef cattle here. So we've worked with a local rancher, and we bought half a steer last year, which we're still kind of working off of, and we have another half coming this year. And it kind of helps out the local economy here, and us not having the land to raise a beef, but the meat has been good. You know how the animal is treated, and where it's processed. So that's kind of a big deal for us, as far as when you look at the prices at your big box stores or whatever place you're able to get meat. But we're pretty fortunate to be able to have that option here. I know it's not the option in most places around the country, but it's definitely been a benefit here.
Sorry, I'm trying to hold the computer on my leg and moving it around, and it's getting uncomfortable. So there we go. All right, a little better. So let's see. Evans has got 2 llamas we talked about, and he got them as pets. That's awesome. And they said that they did run the electric guys off once. Adam's coming for dinner. David at Hood's Custom Shop making his mouth water. Kelly at Rooster Rescue is coming for the asparagus. Hey, River Rock. That's awesome. Glad you made it. Glad you came for some Friday night vibes. Bye, Adam. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. All right, Evans. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. So yeah, so I think that's been really good. It helps us because we're in a tourist area, and the biggest thing about our tourist area is prices go up. May hits and prices go up, and it's really not as affordable. Thanks, Adam. Take care.
Yep. Have a good night.
And that's really hard for us, you know. So, and yet at the same time, you know, going to Walmart. I haven't stepped foot in a Walmart in probably 8 months. 8 or 9 months, right?
Yeah, most of it we do online and curbside pickup.
Yeah, we've done curbside pickup at like Sam's just for bulk meat and bulk products, but otherwise we try to buy local at the farmers market and stuff.
Yeah.
They had asked us what projects we were doing, and I talked about breeding the pigs and the turkeys. Did I miss anything? Blacksmithing?
Well, yeah, I'm hoping to, as time allows, to be able to do some blacksmithing videos. And now, keep in mind, I'm not a blacksmith, but I have the tools I inherited from my great grandfather and off a family farm in Connecticut. So that's one of the things I've had an interest in, and I did a little bit of one video before, but I hope to do that again. I know I have some. I don't know if I have videos of it, but I got some work to do to the Dodge truck I have, so that may come out. But most of it will probably be in the near future. Gardening. I'm going to be I've started seeds inside. I have tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, zucchini, peppers, and broccoli that I'll be planting here probably in the next few weeks, and some other root vegetables like carrots, parsnips, and beets.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's probably about it, and who knows what'll come up between now and then. But we have some home projects to do, but we'll see how those go.
Yeah. I don't talk about the garden much because that's Ryan's thing. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'll totally help him with it, but he's the gardener. He's always been the gardener. And, you know, I just let him take control over that. Me, on the other hand, I'm the person who says, hey, let's get a new animal.
I see the comment from, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I see the comment from Lisa. Love curbside pickup. I'm with you, Lisa. I love that too. If that keeps going, that would be great. The one thing I found with curbside pickup is the money you spend. You know, you're online, you know what you need to get, and you get it. But when you're in a store, you know, oh, I need this and I need that, and before you know it, you have all this these items that you probably don't need. But that's the one thing that curbside pickup and ordering online has done for me. We have seen that we're able to spend less money.
Yeah. It's been a really good money saver. Kelly, I hope everybody's feeling better. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, River Rock's like, haha, animals are so much fun. Yeah, I want to get baby doll sheep. and I'll be honest. Yes, the meat would be great, but I just think they're so stinking cute. That's where my non-homesteading want to get animals comes in. Let me know if you get into smiting knives. I might be able to send you some smithing knives. I'm sorry. Yep. Send you some knife scales, wood pieces. Hood's Custom Shop.
Oh, that would be cool.
He's the one who's on Kelly's videos. Well, he's watched you on Roost and Rescue's video where you were milling the wood for the garden. And remember, he did that thing.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So David does a lot of woodworking, which is really beautiful. Yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be awesome. So how many of you guys, I know some of you it's too far, like River Rock and my Aussie Garden. I'm wondering for the rest of you, how many of you are going to the YouTube meetup in Oklahoma? I wish we could go, but it's just too far. We'd have to take off from work and stuff. And I just had week off with April out here. So you guys better take a lot of pictures and video it for me. Lisa Colovi said, true that, except did not enjoy getting my sushi on plastic.
Yeah,
no.
I agree with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, sushi is something you want prepared in front of you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right. Well, I got to jump off again, but thanks everybody for watching and on our journey here. And we look forward to seeing you in future live chats or live. I don't know what you call it because I'm not the technical person here, but we look forward to seeing you in the future. Thank you.
That's awesome, David. You're going to be, bye, Ryan. You're going to be live there with your sawmill. That's awesome. Hey, my Aussie Garden and Kitchen said, enjoy that food, Ryan. He said, I will. But yeah, we just wanted to jump on, do a laid back Friday night, earlier live. I want to do them on a weekly basis. I'm wondering if Friday nights works for folks. We're thinking about doing them on Friday nights. I think it's hard because our time change. I think what's hard for the South Dakota Mountain Time Zone is that, you know, folks in Missouri, maybe they're eating dinner. Folks in Washington, they're still getting home from work. So that, you know, that can be kind of challenging. I don't know. You guys have an idea for like what day and time would be really good? Because I know for me, it's about, let's see here. It is about 7:30 here on a Friday night. And Friday is usually the one day that I am able to get home by about 5:30. Usually I get home about 5:36. Tuesday nights for Ridge Life, I'm running like crazy trying to get home. But I'm just trying to figure out when's a good time to do this. Because I know on Saturday and Sunday, honestly, we are filming or we are running around trying to get everything done because we're working all week. So sometimes the live is not always easy to do on the weekend for us, except for Fridays. But I don't know. I'm open to feedback on that. But what kind of videos, too? I'm also curious, what kind of videos would you guys like to see? Lisa said, I always have time for you. Friday works, and I'm old now. So there's my girls walking around. There's one of my girls. The rest are down that way. I don't know if you can see them. I'm trying to get them in the, if I don't put my finger in it. But yeah, one of my girls. It's getting dark. They're going to have to go in. But so yeah, we would love to hear ideas for videos that you guys, you know, have. We really like doing the vlog video, just hoping that it's more light out. Well, it is more light out, but hoping that it's, you know, more time to do some videos and do a daily vlog of what's going on. Looking forward to next weekend when we get Eleanor. If for those of you who may not have been on when I talked about it earlier, Eleanor is our Cooney Gilt. She is coming, and we can't wait for that. Night is, my Aussie Kitchen said, night for me is great as it is daytime the next day here. Most views are not in Australia, though. Yeah, for sure. For sure. No, I totally get it. So this time work for you. Okay. And Hood's Custom Shop, summer months, I have a hard time getting the lives before 8 because if the sun is out, I'm usually working. Yeah, same here. You know, we come home from work and we're out doing chores, trying to get things done. So gardens and everything like that. So we've probably got about another 3 weeks before we can get plants in the ground because we're expecting a frost. I got to cover my strawberries up. But yeah, that's good to know. Well, you know, if you guys have ideas for videos, we would love to hear it. Like I said, next Saturday, we're going to get Eleanor. Oh my gosh, I'm like a little kid in a candy store with pigs. Can't wait to get her. She's going to be so cute. And of course, we'll do a video. So if you subscribed, you'll get a notification. I'll post my journeys on Instagram as I travel out there. I'm really excited. I'm going by myself. It's going to be a girls' trip out. I was talking earlier and I said what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive out there after work because I'm already an hour closer because it's a 7.5 hour drive. So that'll make it 6.5. I will spend the night across the state and then drive up to get her and drive the 7.5 hours back, which will be really cool. Yeah, it's going to be really good. If you've seen our video with Sherman, I will probably be just as over the moon excited when I get Eleanor. So that'll be really cool. But well, guys, I really appreciate you joining us. We're at about an hour and I am going to go eat. I am starving. And yes, a road trip video I will definitely do. And like I said, check out our channel. We did a road trip video on Sherman. We did the best we could. It was a long day with Diesel. Lisa said, will she scream louder than Sherman? Is that even possible? Well, before I go, I got to tell you a funny story about Sherman. If you've seen our video, Sherman was really little and in the crate. And we were crammed in this Dodge Diesel. And We got the crate in the back seat. We've got Diesel in the front seat with me and Ryan. And, you know, you have your radio on. And we didn't have it blasting because we didn't want to hurt the animals' ears. But we're sitting in there. And every once in a while, you know how you'll get a song that gets a little louder on the radio? Lo and behold, when the louder one comes on, Sherman would start squealing like none other. That in turn would set Diesel off barking. And me and Ryan just wanted to get out of the truck. So, but yeah, I'm going to try and do a lot more filming with her. I've got to do a lot of driving, but I'm definitely going to try and do some filming. Of course, I want to be respectful from the breeder that I'm getting them from. So, but yeah, driving in a truck, you know, you're doing 75, 80 miles an hour on the highway in South Dakota, and all you hear is, wah, wah, wah. So, all right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us and have a laid back Friday night with us. I'm going to go get some dinner. I hope you all get some too, or at least get some relaxation. Please feel free to share all our channels, subscribe, tell people about us. It's just really helpful for us. Sharing is the best thing you can do on social media. And everybody be safe and take care. That's right, my Aussie Garden and Kitchen. And again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for joining us. We really appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Yes, happy Mother's Day to you too, Lisa. Happy Mother's Day to everybody's mom out there, or wives, or sisters, or whoever. Happy Mother's Day. Hope you all have a great weekend. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.